Well,
I don't know yet. Looks like somebody got into the wall there getting off of turn 2 and just lost it.
That would be Kerry.
Yep.
he comes across the racetrack, and Jeff Fuller had done a terrific job. I mean, to miss all this stuff and got tagged in the rear. And that's a hard lick to the right front.
That car came off the ground.
Watch Jack Sprague.
What happened? Here you see the 18 car of Mike McLaughlin that may have got a little contact there, and that's what happened. Johnny Sauter got in his right rear quarter panel and turned him right into the wall.
Off of turn number 4, here it is.
Christian Elder comes up, makes contact with Ashton Lewis, the red car, and then behind them they basically got into smoke, trying to dodge. They lose control, and man, hate that. You see Biffle up there. Oh, I see contact from, that was Shane Meal, wasn't it?
Trying to get a good look at that number, and it just went. He hit them both.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any contact. Back in there, I think he just raced in under that car beside him. I can't see who that is, but probably turned it down trying to keep him getting in the car on the outside, and just the back end came out and whoop. Considering the differences in the...
Whoa, turned around. Christian Elder, I believe that was in the 38 car. Whoa! Caution is out.
And these guys up front here are going to... Man, they seem like they're going to turn over. Watch them come off of 2 here. 66 got forced up, look like, by the 47. Buddy, bam, the thing hit that hard.
Hits it twice. Now he comes.
And what great restarts he'd have. Folks, oh, trouble. We got a car going around down here. Shane, I think that's Shane.
Shane Mill in the 47 car. Jack Sprague got into him in the middle of the corner. Should I say they got together?
Whoa, man, people are going all around him.
He's sitting there looking dead at these cars coming at him. Look here.
Well, it started way back here in the corner. I got to believe somebody got into the back of Ricky and turned him up the racetrack right in front of Raines.
Marching forward, goes to the bottom of Dwayne Light there, the 81 car, and the car just carried up the racetrack right there. Just momentum shoots you up the racetrack.
Boy, Kenny Wallace just snuck through there.
It's such a trap. I mean, you get a run on the guy right there, and you think, man, if I can just get by him, and all of a sudden you lose grip, into him you go.
Well,
Well, it's all about getting into turn 1 here, and you can't go in like that right there. Get on the outside. The guy on the outside really should give the guy on the inside the right of way. Head left on him.
Oh,
watch this. Here he comes. Here he comes. Man, it's like I don't know if maybe that hood being up in front of him. Maybe he thought.
so we're under caution for the 4th time. Jeff Burton has led every lap here at the track that has definitely proven it is too tough to tame.
Over on the back straightaway, the car gets around.
that's Brian Weber.
That's the same car there. He gets around on the front here, pushes the barrier out of the way.
Here comes Keller. Oh, right up in front of the leader.
Yeah.
And when you're lap traffic here, you can't get out of the way fast enough. They're coming up on you so fast.
Damn.
It's a shame.
Boy, Michael just really laid it into Stacy there.
The 5 car. There it goes.
The 98 car, he had trouble in practice and wrecked his car, and I think that's a backup car, isn't it, Larry?
I think they actually tried to fix those.
Here's another look. Ooh, a little help.
Yes. And that's what they can see, just what we can see.
Yeah, Hank Jr. looked like got into, and again, into Brian Vickers.
All this traffic I'm going to have to deal with, and that's where all the trouble is.
Gary Earnhardt got underneath the 77 of Andy Kirby. Around she went.
And around. Got hooked together. Tried to loan him $1. I see the 2 car over there of Johnny Sauter. He's got some smoke, like he got some damage that time.
Yeah, he got into it pretty heavy there, Darrell.
There you see Tony Raines in the 33 just spinning because he's trying to avoid Scott Weber at 23 and just clipped Johnny Sauter in the 2.
He'll be doing some more body.
Whoa!
Yep.
Oh, hang on, Casey.
Oh, almost saved it.
Caution's on the speedway.
Here's a car spinning around, and guess who it is?
I'll tell you this in real time. And the rest of this group?
Oh, looks like Ashton Lewis got into him. Going down into 3. They both go around.
Basically the same thing that happened to Casey Mears and Shane Mill earlier.
Right.
Perfectly timed spin there, and the 5 car goes by.
Butch Miller got turned around. Let's ride with Ashton Lewis. Did he stick his nose in where it didn't belong and that hole close up?
Hit it again. Maybe they got low air and they haven't picked it up yet.
Around goes the 54. Grubb, the second place car.
No.
Couldn't save it. Now he's still on the lead. Caution.
Somebody gets into the back of him here.
Boots him.
Biffle in the 60 car.
Yikes.
Let's ride with.
He's going to come back down.
On the apron.
Oh, he shouldn't have done that.
No, he gave up 2 or 3 positions and turned Jack Sprague hard into the inside wall.
Yeah.
Watch 38 Mark Green and Kevin Grubb.
Green just tried to get under him and there wasn't enough room. Now he starts down the track. Boom. Oh. Then coming to. See, he's on the outside there. I got a good idea that he may have run in there and the cars in front of him were slowing down. He had to move out just a little bit, and when he did, he got it. You know, there's just no grip in the upper groove right now.
And a couple of hard shots.
Yeah, that old Dr. Pepper car was getting hit from all angles.
Yeah, 10, 2, and 4.
It was so crowded there, right where Michael was. There was cars inside, outside. Tried to cut down under Amick and got up on his left front and went up over his left front wheel.
Jason White for being too slow. We have a replay here of Marlin underneath the 60.
Well, he's down there in the bottom. Looked like his car got a little bit loose, and being on the inside of that car, that makes the tail of the car want to come around and even make you looser, and it just comes around on. Real lucky, Stacy Compton just gets through.
Behind them.
Well, just like he slid up in front of Randy LaJoie, got loose. Randy may have got in back of him just a little bit, hard into that outside wall right here at the start-finish line.
Let's take a look from the in-car.
This is going through 3 and 4. It's like he got a little help from
Looks like the 36 of Hank Parker
Hank
Jr.
Parker Jr. Slides around, almost corrected. He's going to turn back hard there, hard in the outside wall. A lot of damage to that front end.
In the 92.
Just gets real loose off of turn 2. Nobody really behind him. Jason Keller several car lengths behind him. Boy, Jason Keller just barely gets by.
Man.
Wow. But Todd just getting loose. Rear end comes around as he's on the throttle coming off turn 2.
Larry, might there have been some damage to a tire or something else from that car?
Cars go by you on the outside.
And you're still wide open.
Say, roll, what?
Whoa, trouble.
Boy,
the
man.
2 car upside down, over and on to Scott Riggs.
It's the big one.
Oh, boy, who is that still flipping?
Sauter. It was Johnny Sauter.
There's not anybody left.
I mean, I only see about 4 or 5 cars that are coming around through 3 and 4 right now that were not in this race. They see Mike McLaughlin in 18. They're still getting upside down. Cars driving under cars.
Oh, Meal got into Riggs.
It looked like Riggs had to maybe back out of the throttle a little bit because Kenny Wallace's car washed up as they come off the exit of turn 2 right there, the 48 car.
Appears to me maybe 10 or 12 cars is all that's left. Boy, that 2 car went over big time and then gets hit, tumbles. That car's, look at that thing, Larry. It's turning every which way.
And then the 21.
And then he gets in the grass. Watch this.
Shot across.
Gets hit again.
Johnny Sauter, number 2, out of his car. And okay.
Amazing.
I'd be coming in to top off that fuel tank.
Oh, boy.
That was a hard lick right there.
It really was, dude. Oh, getting a little help over here.
Todd Bodine in the 92.
Todd said his car wasn't handling very good. It handled right up into the side of that one.
We had gotten a report that he had been real loose all the way around the racetrack.
Man, just that little. Oh, man,
Those speeds, it just don't take much of a bump.
and that. Like that if that was his car spinning around instead of the other one. Good job of missing it.
See the roof flaps come up there and set that car back down on the ground. He spins back around that way. They go back down.
Thing to do.
You're absolutely right. That's why you two are the experts. There goes Chapin.
Totally by himself. But boy, he hit that wall hard. Just got loose right down in the middle of the corner where you jump back to the throttle.
Just pushes up in front of Hornaday. Hornaday gets into the back of Todd, turns him right down in front of, and how Kerry Earnhardt missed him, I don't know.
Just turned dead left.
And Kerry's going through the infield 140 mile an hour.
Those things get fast, and when they start sliding through the grass, don't they, Darrell?
Somebody else, not a teammate or a friend necessarily, they're not going to tell you.
Sprague!
Yep, Sprague
Turn
around.
2. Pow!
The wall. Caution is that.
Hold it up there, hold it up there. Oh!
Goes Josh Richardson up to the wall.
Look at that thing cave.
Crushed
Look at the
it.
rear tires off the ground. Again, 140 mile an hour entry into these corners. Not a lot of room to buff off speed into that car.
Now this is out of turn 2. The 30, Tony Raines gets turned around by Randy LaJoie.
Of course, it just stacks up behind him. All these cars here, this just a couple laps after a restart. Nowhere for these cars to go. You see Jeff Purvis in the 37, Casey Mears in the 66.
Everybody's taking evasive action. They've gotten stopped now.
Now look at the impact that Jeff Green took.
Boy, that's hard and
Yes, that is.
fast. Oh, boy, both cars just piling into each other.
Play right here, Kerry Earnhardt. It just in the 12 car.
He is over here, and he just
got loose with him right there in the middle of the corner.
easy to do getting into turn 1 here. You drive in there on the outside, get a little high, get a little stuff on your tires, round you go.
Who are you going to tell Bradshaw to call?
He needs to call 911.
10.
19 car in the middle, and 19 car doesn't have much room there. Kenny clips him. That gets Kenny loose, and into the Amick he goes.
Clipped Amick and then bounced up into, or clipped Ashton Lewis and then bounced up into Amick. 98 will be the 14th.
Oh, it's hard to see what happened from that angle.
Yeah, it just looked like he was loose right there. Whether he got any help, I don't know. But
It's cloud like a smoke screen.
Kenny Wallace misses another one.
Look at that. Look at all that sealer, all that smoke, green that we were talking about. God, there's the guy that was lucky. That 38
Mark
car.
Green.
Just one spin, it looked like 3. Watch the second yellow car in your picture and the third one right there.
Yeah, Scott ran up on the back of that blue and white car in front of him. I couldn't tell which car that was. I think he had to check up. When he did, Kenny got in the back of him.
The 5 of Hendrick.
Just entered that corner a little bit too high, I believe, Jeff, up there where there's no grip.
No grip right that part right there.
Sprague goes around there in the 24. There's McLaughlin behind him. The 60 behind McLaughlin. And the 27, Jamie McMurray goes around.
And then at the very top of the picture, we're going to end up seeing somebody up here in the corner. Well, this is a big chain out. Oh.
The 66, Casey Mears, looks like he got into the back. The 38, Mark Green. The 49, Troy Klein. Now we're riding with Greg Biffle. That's Casey Mears just ahead of him. He gets into the 38 who had checked up.
The wreck has already happened. Well, you can see what happened. Jeff Purvis appears that he's lost a motor. And he's got oil all down. And severe wreck. I hope that was a hard hit right in the door. But as we seen the oil and that coming out from underneath Jeff's car, what happened, there was oil on the racetrack. Biffle couldn't turn.
It's all that smoke, and you really can't fault anybody when you're in a smoke like that. Car comes down the hill, just like we saw with Tina Gordon last week.
In the ARCA race.
When they come down and all that smoke, you're just second guessing. Oh, no.
Tag.
Hang on to her, Hornaday. I saved it.
But he's going to come back down the racetrack.
No,
That's
he's
where
not.
we've been getting trouble.
He's been watching our shows.
Yellow car, Dan Pardis.
Oh, he just, again, the thing just bobbled with him a little bit there, and he got behind on the steering.
Boy, Kevin LePage,
Whoa,
37
twice.
car
Oh,
twice. He dodged the bullet twice there.
From turn 2. Whoa. Darrell, with the radial tire, when you turn into a slide.
Meanwhile, Jack Sprague in the 24 car. We have a crash.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 3 car. He got loose. A lot of cars having to go down pit road hard in the outside wall. Still dodging cars.
Single car spins. A lot of it's been the drivers without much experience here.
Yeah, a lot of yellow bumpers today, and that's just because they don't understand or they don't know how bad this track can get. This track is so deceiving, Mike. To be my guess.
You could try, Larry. Mark Martin in 98 and 99, as you see Dan Pardis go around.
Looked like he had some help from Casey Mears.
Now, here's the leader right there as he goes by, and of course Michael was trying to get a lap back there.
Spencer, top of your screen at the end of this pack.
That's Todd Bodine in the 92 car. Looked like to me they was both going for the same hole.
Yeah, it's
right of your screen.
Right here. Thing just takes off with him as if the tire's down.
That tire goes down. It don't matter how far you crank that steering wheel, it's going to go straight.
The only thing that's going to stop you is that wall.
Now what's on fire?
Right about here. She just comes around with him.
Jason nowhere to go.
Poor old Jason. He was just going around him on the outside. Got caught up.
And the cheers you hear from the crowd are because the cars are being stopped on the backstretch to try.
Oh, my.
It's the 18 car. Now, we saw him in trouble, backing up. We knew he had something wrong. Goes down in the corner. I think he was having a tire problem, and he just couldn't make up his mind what it was. Looks like the right rear was down there after he bounced off the wall. Yeah, but I think he may have just gotten up in the loose stuff. This car goes in hard on the outside here. I watched him. Around she goes.
Richard Mitchell in the 56 brings out the caution for the 5th time this evening.
How about if in the future I just talk about Sauter?
Yeah, then you're covered.
Okay. The end is drawing near, and everybody's kind of pick. Oh, got a car around there. It's the 26.
Ron Hornaday.
Hornaday. I think he's going to. Boy, he kissed it right at the end. He did. He drove his gold car before. He didn't even call the Rocket Man. Yeah, he just goes around all by himself. I think there was a lot of racing going on back into the pack there. Got to be patient on these opening laps. Tire pressures are down. He does.
Yeah. Steve, Darrell.
Oh, cars in the wall.
Car in the wall.
Couple of cars.
That's Jack Sprague.
Oh, man.
The points leader, Jack Sprague.
Vickers in the outside in the 40 car coming off turn 4 down the front stretch.
Oh, me. Just tried to keep off of Jack Sprague, and by doing so, lost control of his own car and hit the outside wall.
A lot of cars coming at him. He was very lucky. That's the only thing that happened to him.
So Greg Biffle and Jason Keller lead them off pit road, and here's again a look at Brian Weber.
There comes Mark Green in 27 car.
Jamie McMurray,
yeah, spinning around there.
As you said, Mark Green, he made a 360, grabbed a gear, and kept going.
On the outside, and the car got a good bite. And he's able to right now to kind of hold it. Whoa, this is gonna be ugly. Hang on, hang on. Hang on, boys. Shane Bell and Kerry Earnhardt go around.
Here's what happened.
He's coming off turn 4 right here. Oh, Hank Parker Jr. just came down off the wall coming off turn 4. Curtis Davis, he had started moving down. There was nowhere for him to go. That's a
Yep, caution is out.
Caution is out.
I'm like you. I believe if I'm Tony Raines, I want to see that caution even though I'm leading this race.
That's the only way he's going to get an opportunity to kind of like have a really good day here.
What Ron doesn't want to be here is hung in the middle. He's trying to get over and get into the outside lane, and he just didn't quite clear that car.
And Darrell, the spotters are right above us here at the start-finish line, and right there, they're going away from the spotters. It's hard for a spotter to clear a car right there.
And what hurt Raines' car is when he come out of the grass and into the banking. It's just like drove the nose right into the banking. Go the rest of the way. That's big.
So let's race 3 abreast for second.
Whoa, that's a 99, isn't it? Yeah, that's Michael. He's around.
Straightens it out. Jay Sauter there, limping along.
Caution is out. Whoa! Kerry Earnhardt.
Takes out Randy LaJoy.
7 car.
is out.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. going down through here, sliding through the grass.
And LaJoy stops just shy of the pit wall. 60, and Jason Keller, 5th in line. Oh, hard hit. Hard into the wall. Was Sprague. And cars go spinning everywhere.
Caution is out.
Jack Sprague with an incredibly hard hit coming out of turn 2.
We could have a race to the line here. This could be the race right here coming.
They're somewhere in here. Just lose it? That was Stacy Compton right behind him, wasn't it?
But I don't think anybody got into the back of him.
I don't. Yeah, didn't look like he got hit.
Unless it was earlier.
Place on back. The 60. Oh! Speaking of loose, Stacy Compton.
So far, hasn't hit anything, and so far, no caution.
Got some damage here to left front valence, which is not going to forget about is the wall coming either.
Oh, and Shane Meal, the 47 car, lacked about 3 or 4 inches getting tagged in that right rear.
It's a pretty good wall. Don't want to forget about the wall coming.
You don't want to forget about that wall coming.
It'll leave a mark.
Yeah. And there we see he's knocked the fuel pump off the right side of that car, and that's 40 car gets on the apron of the racetrack in the corner on the inside of Kenny Wallace and pushes him up the racetrack. The 40 car loses control. Kenny Wallace, yes, he's going to spin as well. 33 car Tony Raines involved.
Oh, look at Jason Keller, 2nd in points there. He just missed it.
Where's Stacy at?
That'll be view number 2.
Okay.
Because he's all the way at the top of the racetrack, slowing down. Cars are going to start scattering up against the wall. Watch the top right of your screen.
Oh, yeah.
Who's that? Casey Kane was the light blue car involved there also.
No, he just got remarked. Well,
that's off turn 2.
Boy, that was a hard hit, too.
Yes, it was. Vickers hits the wall hard there off turn 2.
I think the Stacker 2 on board.
Well, that looks.
Is that line of something? See right there? It might just be a shadow from the catch fence, too.
I think he had a flat right front tire going in turn 3. That might have been some debris that he ran over from Brian Vickers' car. That would be my guess. But let's see what happened. Oh,
something broke.
Something broke. The car just. Oh, the rear track bar broke. You see how the left rear is sticking out of the car? Oh, that broke before the crash.
Play.
Well, maybe he just got loose as he corrected it off too. Well, as he come off turn 4, Casey Kane just in heavy traffic.
Remember, he had some rear end damage earlier from that big 6-car pileup up in turn 2.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, on the last pit stop, they had a
underneath Ashton Lewis. Yeah, looks like he may have just.
Okay, just got away.
Yeah, just got away, and it's hard to tell at that angle whether the car was really tight and he had the steering wheel turned too much and it came out around, or the car was loose. And it looks like he got driven into by that angle.
See, we'll ever see the 77 of Bechtel, Jimmy Means' car. Ew! Hard contact. When that back end jumps off the ground like that.
Still inside, barely.
Oh, trouble. Todd Bodine gets turned around right at the start-finish line.
All right, nail it, Todd. We're all right. In turn 1, Hornaday on the inside of Shane Meal. He locked that brake down, that left front. We saw the smoke, but he couldn't stop in time. Made contact with Shane Meal, and around he went.
And that starts what we call a good old-fashioned yard sale.
Yeah, a lot of. Here's what happened to Ron.
On the inside of the 19 car, Tim Sauter, and he just didn't have that wall of air to lean against, and around he went.
Exactly. It takes that pocket of air off the right side of the spoiler, which just frees the car up. And a lot of times that's what happens here at Michigan if you get 2 cars that get that close together and you're already loose.
Mike Harmon comes off of turn 2, hits the crossover gate, and then slams into the wall. His car is hit by Johnny Sauter. Here it is again. The car virtually disintegrates, and then Sauter hits what's left. One more time, you can see the driver's compartment inside the roll cage. That's what protected Harmon. Then Sauter comes by and hits what's left of the car. Moments later, the miracle. Mike Harmon climbed out of that car uninjured. Track officials said that.
And he's working on Grissom, and he slides up the racetrack, gets into Steve.
I disagree. Gunselman's left side tires never moved off that yellow line.
Well,
I think Steve
contact.
came down on him.
You see Ricky Hendrick in the 5 car kind of drive through. Grissom comes back down, and there comes Mike Wallace.
I know what you were thinking, though. Gunselman was a lap down, and Grissom was trying to get around him.
Yeah.
And he wasn't getting any break. Top of the screen. Is that Mark Green and Hamilton Jr. that tangled to start it?
I don't know. See,
His NASCAR Busch Series debut tonight.
And that looked to be all by himself. Gets loose off turn 4, and the state of West Virginia's Tourist Department sponsored that car, and it was wild and wonderful off turn 4.
Watch and listen.
Yeah. Man, he's got the left front brake locked up, trying to get the car slowed down, and he will not slow down, just going straight ahead. And the car's still rolling. See, it's still not stopping, because now he can't make it stop because he's lost all the breath. He doesn't have the strength to reach up and touch the brakes now, so the car's still rolling.
He's just holding on right now.
Yeah.
Well, here's what happened. You make the call. Either way, it's going to hurt.
Craig trying to get a run. Wow, that was... Ashton Lewis came down in the 46 car to block the 24.
Somebody up in front there didn't get off of
turn 2 and brushed the wall. And when he did, the right front tire went flat. And when he got to turn 3, it would not turn. There we see Earnhardt and Mike McLaughlin, the 18 car, making contact and just
kind of looked like Mike came
synchronized swimming or synchronized spinning. That's what that is. And Randy LaJoy runs into Mike McLaughlin. No place to go.
Turn 3.
See, Kerry Earnhardt in the 12 car gets in the back of the 36, and around they go and in the wall. And right there is where he makes the contact, spins Gunzelman. He comes down and there makes contact with Kevin Grubb in the 54 car. That's what did the damage. Grubb cannot maintain control of the 54 car, and he spins.
Collects Dion Ciccarelli, and Tim Fedewa comes in with no place to go and gets the side of Grubb.
Man.
Here come the leaders to pit.
Figure this one out.
I can't either, because we see Ricky Hendrick, and all of a sudden it looks like he backed off the throttle or something. And something might have happened. He backed off the throttle, but he's been in and out of the pit, so I can't imagine. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, yeah, Burton got him arrow loose. Ron Hornaday there, he got that car arrow loose, and then as he spun, caught the front of the car. I just don't understand that. That was racing back to the yellow.
You know they'd already had taken the caution flag.
Like what happened? Looks like somebody got underneath somebody and got into the left for a quarter panel.
That's Casey Kane in the 98 car, and Grissom runs in the back of Casey Kane. And Larry Fort. Oh, and Joe Buford just barely misses Steve Grissom. That caused him to spin as he goes down through the grass.
Kind of moved up on each other. They went down. I don't know how Bodine wrecked them. You're running there side by side. It looks like Sprague lost the air off the spoiler, got loose, and actually wrecked into Todd. Yep, he goes down to the bottom. Yep, got turned. Hold on. Ooh, that's not the good way to hit either.
No.
Not that there's any really good way to hit, but that's the worst way.
The championship. The ugliness started early. 5 caution flags, all coming in the first 44 laps. That was Christian Fittipaldi crashing. Same incident, Eric Jones got turned around, and then same incident farther up the racetrack. Jeff Green got bumped by Hamilton Jr. and went for a flying, what, 360, 720? One of those numbers.
Down or something, no?
He got his angle wrong going in the corner. He moved over so low to let Jason Keller go by. He couldn't make it the corner. Oh, Shea Mill just gets loose and has to go up the racetrack to try to save it. When he does, he gets into the 66 car. And it looks like that Casey was okay till he hit the throttle.
Yeah.
And there's so much sand and debris up there, as soon as he hits the throttle to continue going straight, one car, and all of a sudden the car just snaps around. And I think he went to look and see if the right rear tire was flat.
If it wasn't before the accident, it is now.
Well, like it is
Doesn't
flat.
look like flat.
All right, what happened to put us under caution? This was down in turns 1 and 2. Joe Buford in the 49, Dan Pardes in the 32, and somehow they just got locked together. Synchronized slide off the corner. Everybody's okay and is driven away. We're under yellow in Charlotte.
That's the big problem with cars that lay back.
Stacy Compton.
Stacy Compton.
That's the big problem with cars that lay back. When you lay back like that, if the guy takes off and then all of a sudden the car's in.
Look at it again, Glenn, see if we can figure out what happened up here.
Yeah, Chad Chaffin was under Ashton Lewis, and they both kind of washed up the racetrack, and looks like it got away from Chad just a little.
Is that Kenny Walton over in the turn 4 area? And it looks like the 64 might have been involved as well. That's Richard Jarvis. Jarvis was part of it, and now the 09 as well. And the 49 involved. Joe Buford.
Joy is well up ahead of him, so evidently the Joy had contact with somebody else. Oh, yeah, he came down and clipped, looks like Bobby Hamilton.
Yep.
He thought he had cleared him, and he didn't, and it sent him spinning, and then he spun right down in front of Riggs, had no place to go. See if we can see exactly what happened here.
The 47 is Shane Meal, it looks like, got into the 02. Tony Raines got into green.
Yep. And Richard Jarvis had no place to go because David Green spun the wrong way.
First one is this. Grubb spinning all by himself on the backstretch in the 54, and he continued on. The other one, much heavier impact. The 07. Reagan Smith into the front stretch wall.
He goes out and he qualifies the car back in the middle of the pack. I saw him in the garage there this morning. I said, yeah, you just blew it, didn't you? Whoa, we got a spinner here.
Again, Glenn, the 94, Larry Gunselman.
Watch him come in and watch Bennett go right up the racetrack. Boom! Comes way up the racetrack and just clobbers Greg. Into the wall he goes. Out of the lead, more than likely out of the race. That's a hard hit.
And that's
coming off of turn 4. Boom! Wow, he was up in no man's land there. Out for 6 there, Shane Meal.
And Jason Keller on the outside.
Whoa, we got trouble right in front of Keller. Rudiman. Oh, he gets T-boned.
Lots of cars involved in this one. Mike McLaughlin is.
David Green in the 5.
Oh, trouble. Hank Parker Jr. and Brian Vickers.
I'll tell you what, Vickers in that 40 car water did a great job, and he got it sideways. Nobody around.
Ever see all the damage is going to be done from hitting that inside wall. They look like they're just stopped. The camera and the right front is not completely loose from the car. Just some contact going down in the corner between Kerry Earnhardt and
12 got in the
Hermie Sadler
for a quarter panel of the 43 car.
Back weeks lead a total of 3 laps.
And then all of a sudden you think you go.
Oh, trouble. Shane Meal and McMurray, and the luck is run out on the 27.
Thank the Lord for those tires over there. Oh, just trying to hold it off of Casey Kane.
About like Wally Dallenbach a moment ago, just trying to avoid spinning another car out. Bam! It's the wall himself. You're
up under Kevin and had to correct it.
That's certainly what it looked like.
I know that.
Lap. Here's what put us under caution.
Tim Sauter was racing along there with Casey Mears. We couldn't tell if any contact. That car has really run at the end of this race.
Oh, trouble. Hard crash. Jeff Green, turn 1. Major crash in the corner. And 2. Here's the accident. McLaughlin
makes contact with Jeff Green at the worst possible spot at about 150 miles per hour. Jeff Green just turned around and bashed in the wall, and the
caving in
and crushing in the back. Now you head on into the wall like that with that engine, them frame horns up there in the front and hit, it'll get your attention.
You know what? No, I don't think the 92 car got in the back of him.
No.
He was just on the inside of him, lost the air.
Turn 3, and it's not going to work out for Kevin.
It looks like the 2 car got into the left rear.
Yeah, it looks like some contact between the two that sent the 54 spinning around.